One, two, one, two. What's goody, everybody out there? What's goody to the people that's gonna pull up? What's goody to the people that's gonna watch the replay? Welcome to the Council Roundtable. Talk about the old-fashioned rats and let y'all know what's happening. And speaking of the people that watch the replay, the reruns, what may have you, I appreciate that so much because of you guys that watch the replays. The watch time was going up. You know what I'm saying? The numbers is going up because of the people that watch the reruns, the replay, whatever you want to call it. You guys are awesome, man. That's right, Baron Corbin. I'm over it when it comes to this dude. You know what I mean? Shouts go out to all of y'all, and yeah, for you guys, we had a real long and then eventful, fun wrestling week. You know what I'm saying? We was here Monday, we was here Wednesday, excuse me, we was here Tuesday, we was here Wednesday, and we was here on Friday. Well, we're here now. Yeah, and before then, we covered Backlash in Puerto Rico. Well, yeah, man, you see the title, Matt Riddle on this fuck shit again. I don't know if the video is old or not. Maybe you guys know. Basically, about this dude Matt Riddle exposing himself again, according to what they're talking about. Then we find out this dude might be a big fan of Ric Flair because you know what I mean. He doing the whole helicopter thing, weirdo. But I pulled up this article from PKB News. I don't know how legitimate it is, but fuck it. Let's see what PKB News got to say about the situation. Recently, a WWE Raw star recently had an explicit video got viral on the internet, and there has been an update on how it occurred. Please read the article further and follow up. Recently, Matt Riddle returned to the company after he disappeared from television for months. The original Bro was written off of television last December via an attack by the Bloodline Solo Sikoa. He was on hiatus from the company until after WWE WrestleMania 39 and has since aligned with Undisputed Tag Team Champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in their rivalry against the Bloodline. My goodness, whoever did this article, yo, please learn how to write write better and have better sense and structure. The 37-year-old superstar had an explicit video got viral on the internet, and a recent report issued some light on the situation in recent times, according to Ringside News. Matt Riddle sent the video to someone on Snapchat and did not expect to be revealed to the public. My dude, what the fuck did you expect? You think motherfuckers are gonna leak your shit? You are a star. You know what I mean? You're considered a star. You're on TV every week. You was in UFC. You know what I'm saying? People know who you are. Like, how oblivious can you be to think that it wasn't going to get revealed to the public? Anyways, the original Bro sent the video on his own and was not hacked like other wrestlers who have had personal media go viral on the internet. The person Riddle sent the video to downloaded it from Snapchat and shared it on the internet. WWE star Sami Zayn spoke on his relationship with Matt Riddle and recently praised Matt Riddle and admitted that he feels guilty about the Bloodline's attack on him last year. Okay. The fuck did that last sentence just come from? Yeah, I'm definitely not coming back to these motherfuckers as a source. Like, you talking about the damn video, and they just randomly just started going right back to the damn Bloodline storyline. Yeah, but y'all get the gist of it. Come on with this stupid shit. Fucking stupid ass ads and pop ups. The fuck was that? Anyways, yo, what's going on, Scott?
Shout out to Baron Corbin, 5 seconds.
You know, on SmackDown tonight? I didn't get to see
Five
SmackDown.
seconds. He ran. He got a signature move on him, done in 5 seconds.
Who did he fight?
Uh, fuck. That Louisiana hairy dude. What's his damn name?
The Louisiana hairy dude.
You know who? To the moon. I call him a Louisiana hairy dude.
Oh, my boy, Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes.
Oh, so he made his debut tonight then.
Yep. And he hit him with
Okay.
his finisher in 5 seconds. Baron Corbin. I don't know if that's supposed to be them setting up his lone wolf gimmick, but that was terrible.
That's a horrible way to set up a lone wolf gimmick. Like my dude, so just because you put on a leather vest and all of a sudden you invincible? No. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
That
so
should
so
be dumb as
so
hell.
so Matt Riddle out there doing the helicopter dick.
Yeah, yeah, the helicopter. Fuck it, and then his silly ass saying, "Well, oh, he didn't know the video was gonna leak." I'm like, my dude, you're on TV every week. You're considered a star. You think motherfuckers ain't gonna try to have some dirt on your dumb ass? Maybe try to extort you?
That's just dumb. That's dumb.
What the fuck? Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, my phone overheating and shit.
Yeah.
That's
Shit,
just
my
dumb.
phone is on the fritz. Like my phone don't even want to charge anymore. I'm tight, so I gotta get my new phone turned on. Cause I can't
Yo,
even charge my damn phone.
every time I get on this show and charge the phone, it starts to overheat. And it only does this on this. I don't know why.
Because the show was hot there. We spit that hot fire. Yeah, man.
And the Knicks,
It was good with you though, B. What's going on with you? How you feeling? How was your day?
horrible. The sorry ass Knicks about to lose.
Shit. I'm
Well,
over them dudes ruining my day.
man, look here. They need to get rid of Julius Randle ASAP.
Isn't he the lead scorer? Lead scorer?
No, again, 3-4, 3-4-11. The dude is fucking horrible.
Well, he the forward for the center.
He's a power forward thinking he's a point guard.
Oh God, tell me about it. He ain't the only one that did dumb shit like that. I told you the Knicks always do that dumb shit. It's like they got the same playbook for the past 30 years. When we start winning, to start shooting 3 pointers. Everybody shoot a 3 pointer. You shoot a 3 pointer. He shoot a 3 pointer. The center shoot a 3 pointer. Everyone shoot 3 pointers. Fuck it. Have the coach come on the motherfucking court and shoot a 3 pointer. Well, I see you, Joe. Oh man, the infamous corny pick. Where did they get that
What
pick
up,
from? I
though?
just want to know where that pick came from.
Some old shoot from a while back. I forgot. It's been memed several times.
What, right? This is from
Is
all
that
that video or some shit like that.
is
I think
that your
so.
Facebook picture?
No.
This is one of those old shoot interviews. I used to watch those shoot interviews all the damn time at work. That dude Cornette is a nut.
SmackDown. So I see that they told Bobby Lashley, "Fuck you, you ain't getting no title shot." So it's gonna be Seth Rollins and AJ Styles.
So what? Who won that triple threat match between Sheamus, Lashley, and Austin Theory?
Lashley. I'm
Oh,
like, they
so
should have.
and Lashley fought AJ.
Yeah, but here's my thing. That title's supposed to be elevating a new star. Why don't you put Austin Theory in the final match? That would have been some heat.
Nah, Austin Theory shouldn't even be there. He should be worrying about the U.S. belt instead of worrying about the World Heavyweight Championship, the new belt.
I think he's ready.
No, how?
No,
This
he's
dude
not.
is
He
ice
ain't ready.
cold, and I'm a Theory guy. Theory is ice cold.
Is his matches ice cold or is his character ice cold? Because he can
Both.
talk.
Both.
Like, he has nothing going for him, and it's sad. It sucks to say that shit because I fucks with Theory, but I'm thinking like, damn, maybe Vince was right for keeping him with that selfie gimmick because like he has
No, that
nothing.
wasn't.
No,
That
no,
wasn't
no,
right
no, no.
either.
No, that was terrible.
What's up, ballet dancer? Well, at least he has something.
Well, they didn't capitalize off the John Cena win.
There was nothing to capitalize off of it. It was whatever. The match wasn't even special. It was average. It was a live event match. Nobody expected Cena to win. Everybody knew he was losing. Um, it's whatever. I'm not gonna give Theory
Virgo,
as much shit
babe. Hey, Virgo,
because I
babe.
found out. Ever since I found out he was straight edge, I was like, all right, you know what? I respect that. So I won't give him as much shit as I used to. But right now, the current presentation, he's not it. They gotta do something.
Fuck that drink and smoke it all. I see you, T. That's you. That's you again, Toe, with that echo.
What echo?
It's like an echo. Like remember the echo I was telling you about from the last show when we was watching Dynamite?
No, I'm on my computer this time.
What's good, T?
What up, y'all?
All right, all right.
Oh, my
Yeah, I
bad.
was just listening. I was just listening to what y'all was saying. I think they got the right guys in this world title match, Seth and AJ. I was the one that called that shit from the jump.
You did. That's gonna be a banger.
They got two of WWE's biggest workhorses and performers are fighting for that belt. I think it's a smart move. Was the tournament predictable? Yeah, but predictable in a good way, honestly.
I wouldn't even say predictable when it comes to AJ. I didn't think AJ would have made it to the finals. I'm shocked that he did. I figured if anything, they would have threw Bobby Lashley a bone and had him make it to the finals.
You know why it wasn't going to be Lashley? The guy was he was too tied up with Austin Theory, and he didn't have any momentum going in.
You know what? This might be AJ Styles' test to see if his knee is good to go.
He did pretty good tonight in that trip in those two matches. So
Yeah, but let's see how he does in Saudi Heat.
he's got the right opponent to do it with Seth Rollins.
Well, I hope the fans are dumb and they don't start singing throughout the whole match.
Oh God, that shit is annoying as fuck.
Bro,
I
they're
hate
in
that fucking
bro, they're
song.
in Saudi. They're in Saudi Arabia. They don't know no better. So you know that crowd is different.
Yeah,
Well, I
casual
hope,
band. They might do the
I hope,
for a
I,
whole half hour.
no, I hope they dumb and don't do it at all.
Remember, these are the same motherfuckers that asked if Jake the Snake was coming out of retirement for Saudi Arabia.
These are the same.
Well,
This is the same crowd that thought Goldberg and the Undertaker was good.
hey, big ups to Jake the Snake Roberts. He the
Definitely.
only wrestler. He the
And
only
that game
wrestler.
is
He the
over.
only wrestler that cuts a promo talking about busting a nut in the ring.
I love Jake the Snake
He's like,
Roberts. I
"Boy, you ain't
do.
gonna bust a nut when we get in the ring." He's like, "What?" Pause.
This game is over.
I think they
You
made a mistake
fucking
with Edge.
sorry ass Knicks.
Yep. That's why
Uh,
I'm my blood pressure's already high. I'm over it with the Knicks.
oh Lord.
Who shot that air ball? Randall?
Look, the Knicks the Knicks are the Baron Corbins of basketball.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yo, everybody keeps saying like,
You
yo, why
cutting Barry
not?
Corbin some slack.
Yo,
Am
everybody be
I
like, yo,
though?
man, look here.
He just got smoked by Cameron Grimes in 3 seconds, so am I?
Cameron Grimes.
I'm so happy that man is on SmackDown.
Even though he needs to braid his chest. So y'all see the question. What y'all think WWE should do with Matt Riddle? Is it getting to the point now where it's like he's becoming a liability?
If he was a liability, they would have did the same thing with Ric Flair a long time ago.
Well, when the whole plane ride from hell incident.
Yeah, like WWE pick and chooses which incidents are bad and which incidents are not. You know
Well,
that.
here's the thing though, you can't put Matt Riddle and Ric Flair in the same category because Ric Flair was more of a moneymaker than Matt Riddle now.
Be that as it may, they WWE picks and chooses which
They
incidents and
do.
who to punish. If that
They
because
do.
if they didn't, a lot of people would have been punished and released for shit.
A
Like
lot.
they would have a
Orton.
lot more. Like Randy Orton's career would have been dead a long time ago.
Shit, even Roman Reigns failed the wellness policy once.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels too. Shawn Michaels' career would have died after his back injury, bro.
Right. Let's see.
Come on now.
But
They
what you
picking
think? What do you think ultimately?
ultimately they're probably gonna keep Riddle off of TV. That's my assumption.
Let the
They're
shit
probably
die
gonna
out and bring it
yeah.
back
They're
again?
gonna, yeah.
Because it might as well because he got pinned in that 6-man tag. So I guess keep him off of TV maybe for like a couple of weeks to a month. I can see WWE doing that to let it die
Yeah.
out a little bit. And it
Yeah.
also depends if Matt Riddle told him ahead of time about like, look, I sent out a couple of cock pics to some chicks, so be wary of that.
Well, they ain't really doing nothing with Matt Riddle anyway, so it's not like they breaking. It's not like they losing out on something. So
Right? It's like they basically just brought him back to eat that pen.
pretty much to basically tie that loose end with the bloodline. So yeah,
What you think, Tove?
As long as he doesn't do anything that's bad for the PR, he should be okay. But it's Matt, so you never know.
That's what I was
yeah,
saying. Like, what if he
yeah.
gave them a heads up? What if he gave him a heads up and said, like, yo, I sent out a lot of cop pics to whatever individuals because let's be real. We all know he goes both ways. So he probably said he sent a lot of cop pics out to males and females. So gave him that heads up, telling him be wary of that. Some shit might surface, which is fucking ridiculous because he thought nothing was gonna resurface. Like he's like, oh, I sent out a cockpit. I didn't think it was gonna get exposed. Like my dude, you on TV every single week. What the fuck do you think?
Plus, even if you're not on TV, it's the internet, bro. It's the internet. Motherfuckers dig.
Yeah, maybe motherfuckers out there that have nothing else to do and just to ruin somebody's life.
Exactly. Like,
that's why I don't give shit. I don't give paid shit, for the whole sex tape thing.
man, me neither.
I see you, Black Star.
I've never sent out a dick pic in my life, and I don't plan to. Like, I ain't about to have this shit bite me in the ass in the long run.
I ain't gonna lie. I've done so in the past. I ain't gonna lie. I've done so in the past. But that's because it was, you know what I mean? It's not like I just did it randomly, like, hey, bitch, want to see my cock? Nah,
When that shit happened with Paige back then, that was like.
Diddy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Paige had nude pics exposed of her.
When that shit happened with her back then, that was before NXT became like, the NXT that blew up. So back then it was like all the NXT wrestlers, like they just had live events in Florida, like every other month. And you just had like the NXT tapings and shit. And other than that, like they just kept them there. So it's like,
didn't one of them get in major trouble off of like Nazi shit? And like Seth.
Yeah, that was Seth Rollins' ex-girlfriend. I forgot her name. Yeah. But like at the time, it was like, so like, what do you expect to happen when you have a bunch of young men, young women, bored? They got nowhere to go, nothing to do. They're all roomed in together. No live event schedule, no touring schedule. They just do a shitload of tapings and they just sit around for like a whole month. Like, what do you expect to happen? So
let me read this comment right here. I'm gonna read this comment right here, and I'm gonna let you talk your shit, Black Star. I never cared for Matt even during his debut on the main roster. I don't see nothing special about him. I want to go that far. Matt Riddle's he's a talent, especially in NXT. NXT, he did the damn thing. It's just that when he came to the main roster, they made him more goofy and constantly talking about weed unnecessarily. It was just too much. Shots go out to him for the fact that making the whole RK Bro work. Let's really be real. He was a star, RK Bro. They made that work. What they should have did is afterwards don't have him come out teasing the war, going to a feud with the Miz. That was stupid as hell. Like nobody don't want to see no damn Matt Riddle versus the Miz. And I'm glad they cleared that mistake up and just, threw him in the Bloodline storyline. Go ahead, Black Star.
Like, to me, here's the question. Is the trouble worth keeping him?
I don't think so, because it depends how good the RK Bro shirts are doing. You mind looking that up, Toe? See if RK Bro shirts are still doing well?
I mean, they're not on the top 5 seller right now, but that's because they're not on TV.
Yeah.
But when they were on TV, they were top selling,
Because that's what it's all about. It's big business. If they still making bread off of RK Bro shirts, Riddle's definitely not going nowhere.
And like I said, WWE pick and chooses who they release and who they don't. If they gonna make money off you, no matter what you do, unless you do something like cataclysmic bad, they not gonna get rid of you.
Virgo made
said, look how they did Enzo. Yeah, like look how they did Enzo.
He wasn't worth it.
Enzo
wasn't worth.
Enzo was not liked backstage. That's what got him in. That was just the excuse they needed to get rid of him. He was already in the shit house.
Yeah, they just needed an excuse, right?
Yeah, just like Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream was also in the shit house. That was just the excuse they needed to finally get rid of him. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. If it doesn't matter, like we're talking about Matt Riddle right now, but the key thing that really makes a difference is if you're liked backstage. If they like you, they'll give you another chance, or they'll find
Yeah, they'll
some way
protect
around
you.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
they don't
Riddle's
like
well
you,
liked backstage though.
right? Riddle is liked, so for that reason, he'll probably be all right for now.
They'll probably just keep him off of TV for a little while. So
Like
I mean,
Flair,
he did.
Flair
made
did
up. Him and Seth made up, but I don't know if I think him and Brock are like whatever. But him and Seth are cool now, so that's good. When one of the top guys is cool,
Yeah,
with you,
they
that's a
made
good sign.
amends. Yeah.
like Flair did
But
a laundry.
that's the
did a
thing. Have they
laundry
really
list with
made
the kids.
amends? Did they really make amends? Because
I mean,
you
they
know
made
they really
amends
made
enough
amends
to
that they
work
worked
together.
Yeah.
I mean, they made amends enough to work together because before
Oh,
that,
they did. When did that happen?
remember? That was
That-
one of the highlights of Triple H when he took over. Remember that one time when Seth was like, "You talk about your family. What about your family, bitch?"
Oh
That's
yeah,
why
I'm
you don't have one.
bugging. I'm fucking tripping.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's when they had. Yeah,
The
that's
fucking the fight pit match. I'm tripping.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Looks like we might have our second fight pit match in as many years. With Brock
I
and
like
Cody.
that fight pit. A lot of people didn't like that fight pit match. I liked it.
A lot of people don't understand it. I'm like, it's literally the fight pit is an old form of combat. Like, it's a great setting for a few.
It's MMA. That's what it is.
You hear that,
Exactly.
Tope?
Yeah.
Tope was one of the ones that didn't like it. I'll put you on
Yeah,
the
it was
spot,
lame.
Tope.
It was lame. It's supposed to be gritty. It wasn't gritty. It was like a fucking Chuck E. Cheese cage match. I didn't like it.
Damn.
It worked in NXT because it was gritty and like small and underground. It is not meant for the mainstream. You know,
Brock's
like
about
when
to
Owen and
kill.
Shamrock did it back in SummerSlam '98. They like did it to a different venue. It was cool. I didn't like it. I didn't like the presentation of it at all.
Brock is about to kill Cody in that fight pit match. If that is the case.
If that like button, y'all should be, it's like what, 7 in the chat? We should be over 10 likes right now. Stop playing, y'all. You know what's
People
so
are saying,
I never asked y'all for a quarter. I don't even ask y'all for a cup of water. All I ask y'all is for that thumbs up, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's it. Malik was goody. You can hear us, Malik?
Yo.
Malik,
Oh yeah,
Malik,
I'm here. Yeah, what's up? Yeah,
what's
how y'all
going
doing
on?
tonight?
Good
Peace and blessings.
evening. Peace
Peace
and
and blessings to the
blessings.
panel.
All right.
Yo.
What do you think
Ain't
about
nothing
Matt
going
Riddle?
on.
You heard about the shit with Matt
I watched
Riddle?
SmackDown.
Before you get to SmackDown,
Now,
what's your thoughts on the whole Matt Riddle incident
Yeah,
about him doing the Ric Flair special? Pause.
oh, I didn't hear about that. So what did he say on Ric Flair's special?
Yeah, like basically, it's a video out there, and I'm not looking it up, so don't even ask. What him doing the helicopter?
Oh, are you serious? So
Yeah,
he did that shit.
and basically, I'm
Yeah,
saying I asked that,
yes.
and basically, hold on. I'm basically asking if do you think WWE is going to get him up out of here? What's your thoughts?
If it's on video, if it's on video and it's been caught and it's out there, yeah, he should be fired. Yeah, because that reflects on WWE's corporate marketing strategy. For marketing to the PG to the kids. He's setting a bad example for the children.
Oh, word Virgo babe. So he cropped out his face. I'll take your word for it.
Damn.
"Oh,
Well, if
Lord."
he ain't cropped your face, well, okay, whatever that
Hey,
means.
you had a comment
Anyway.
earlier. You had a comment earlier on somebody commented and said they didn't get Matt Riddle. who was the one that made that comment? Not here in the roundtable, but one of the YouTube comments, Sandman. Oh yeah, right.
The
I
Facebook
don't
comment, yeah. I
right
think
to
that's
that
Blade.
Facebook. All right, to that Facebook user. I don't know if you heard. It's a very old '80s movie. I love it. It's a movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There's a
Oh,
character.
yo, man, you be bringing up
I
the
remember that
real
shit.
good classics.
Yeah, there's a character in that movie named Jeff Spicoli. Matt Riddle's basically an exaggerated
Yeah,
pro wrestling version of that character. That's basically
I
what he
watched
is.
that.
yeah.
I watched that shit
Sean
once.
Penn.
I watched
Yeah.
that shit one time. I didn't care for it. It wasn't interesting, but
You
that's
what?
just
Come
me.
on, Fast
I
and
couldn't get
Furious.
into that. I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into that.
I feel you, but you like Malcolm X though, right?
No, I feel
No,
him
it's
too.
not like that.
I'll tell you one movie that was popular. Like it's been a minute now. It's been a minute, but it was popular like in the later 2000s, and I thought it was boring too. Super bad. With
Oh
Big
hell
Buddy.
yeah, Superbad is my shit.
I saw
I
Yeah, I
love
thought it was.
Superbad.
that was kind of funny, but I think
Superbad
some
was
parts of
funny.
it got boring. I don't know why. It's like they try to make it funny and they try too hard to make it funny. But like I say,
Oh god,
I
yo,
got into
Malik,
it a lot.
yo, you and Scott need to come up with a podcast together.
Okay, yeah, we should. Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I mean, some parts are funny, but other parts it's like they were trying to be funny, but it failed.
Nah,
I
so
don't know
I
why.
think you have your own opinion, but Superbad was funny as to me, and I guess
It
to
was,
Toph
yeah. I
also.
mean, I like Jonah Hill.
I didn't like
think
it
Jonah
because
Hill's
it didn't have a
hilarious.
moral to it. There was no message.
It was a message, it was basically
It's like it's one of the movies. It's not a message. It's just about fun. It's just about being a bonehead fun and being
Yeah,
like
I don't-
finding
well,
yourself
like-
at the
no, I
end.
wouldn't say that. I would say like because remember the plot of the movie was these dudes was always geeks in school, and this is senior year. They tired of being geeks. They wanted to get laid. They wanted
course,
to
yeah.
party and have fun before they went off to college.
And how often
Yeah,
do you see
but
that
see, the
now?
thing
I
is,
mean,
American
just
Pie
like
did
American
the same
Pie.
thing, but told a story.
Yeah, but
American Pie
shit.
did.
They redo the story multiple times. American Pie ain't the proprietors and originators of that storyline.
No,
And I'm
that's
just simply
division.
saying American Pie told a better story, in my opinion, while also still having fun and shits and giggles.
Now, American Pie
That's
is my
just
shit.
you.
I love it.
Oh no, the
I have
American
all
Pie.
four.
These dudes was tongue kissing and all that shit.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I've got all four American Pies. I got all four of them jokes. I thought they were funny. I thought
That
the
was
second
the-
one was better. I thought the second one was
That was
funnier
the fourth
than
one.
the
The
first
fourth
one.
one jumped the shark.
Yeah, American Union. Yeah, that was good. Especially when Vicky came in at the end saying, "I'm officially a lesbian." And then when his wife shook hands with us, Stifler said, "You must be Steven Stifler," and Stifler goes, "Whoa, you got a hell of a grip there." I'm like, yeah, and a deep voice too.
Oh yeah, Virgo. Yeah, she was getting trains on her. I'm just simply saying that at the time they didn't have anything else to do, so it's like
That
I
bitch
can't
is a
really blame
weak
them.
fuck.
Uh,
That shit wasn't really doing much, and that's like you think that bitch would be on some real freak shit. That bitch was barely moving. This is like manic as fucking.
Shit, man, what Paige was doing,
And-
that was another week at my
And
school.
Xavier Woods.
They just
Remember,
got
he
caught
was
on
fucking
camera.
too.
That's all.
Yeah, like no motherfucker, yo. It's like, yeah, damn, this is your first time fucking. Like, I'm a big dude, now move more than that.
It probably was. I'm not even trying to be.
It probably was.
You're a wrestler. When you're a wrestler, you don't got time for anything else, man. You're on the road, like especially in WWE. They're on the road like 300 days a year.
That should make you tense something up even more. You on the road, you know what I'm saying? Like, all you doing is wrestling and training and sleeping, playing video games. When it comes to Xavier Woods, soon as you jump in some motherfucking cutty, you should want to take that shit up. This motherfucker was acting like he was
Wrestling
bored.
life. Wrestling,
And
wrestling life is not glamorous at all, man. The one thing that has convinced so many fans is, unless you got that part-time schedule like Roman is, it's really not glamorous at all, bro. You perform, you do your show, you get on the plane, you get on the bus, you travel to the next city, you go to a hotel, you go to sleep, you wake up, you do the same thing over and over and over and over. It's monotonous. It's not fun at
Y'all
all.
remember that? Y'all remember
No,
that?
look, the industry is not fun at all. Hey, look, has anyone here seen that Impact Wrestling Diary YouTube video with Rosemary? I watched that at work the other day.
Yeah, that's what
Hey,
Toph was
look,
talking about.
Yeah, I
last
watched
show.
it too. It was good.
look. I look at her
I didn't
and
watch
hear.
it yet.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm just saying, look, I look at her and I hear her talk. I see another Daphne coming, and I'm thinking is if you know this shit, wow, why the fuck would you get into this life if you know it's bad as it saying it doesn't love you back? Come on now.
Mhm.
I see Rosemary blowing her brains out maybe 10 years from now if she's because she having
Jesus Christ, my dude, relax.
Damn,
no
dude.
you see what happened to Daphne, don't you?
Still,
Yeah.
though,
I'm
come
saying
on.
she suffers from mental
I'm,
illness.
I'm
She
not
suffers
even that
from mental
dark.
illness.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
saying she
still,
said
like,
she
damn.
suffers from mental illness. His
All
advice:
right,
get
I
out the
understand
wrestling
that,
game.
but damn, you just went straight for the gusto. Like, come on,
No, well, I mean,
relax.
I'm just being real. I mean, I'm just being real. But that's
No, that's not
but
real. That's
I get it.
not real.
I get it.
You wildin'. Anyways,
Okay, all right. Back to the subject at hand. But
this is what you told. Shit, we found out. I'm told Marcus probably want to have conversations with you, B. He's trying to see if you're a real wrestling mind.
Okay. What's this, Jerry Springer? Bring him out. Rest in peace, Jerry.
Jerry,
Jerry.
I don't
No,
get so
hey,
hard
Yeah,
in the
but she's
past
not the only
because
one,
she's
man. She's not the only one that did all that. She's just the
Yeah,
one that
what?
got caught. That's all. Just like Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan
that's
ain't
what
the only
Brother Bay
white
just
one. He used,
said. Nah,
yeah,
fuck,
just
hey,
like
look.
nah,
Hulk.
fuck that bitch.
Hey guys, hey, look, I bet you Sonny has some more explicit orgies than Paige did. They just
Oh,
they
Nah,
just
you
weren't
know,
caught on
Sonny,
tape.
Sonny is way worse than Paige. Fuck
Oh,
that.
of
yeah, the
course, yeah.
whole
That's what I'm
fucking
saying. I
locker
bet you
room
Sonny has some
ran
serious
straight on
orgies.
her.
What
I
the
mean,
fuck
Sonny
even
has.
happened to Sonny? The last thing we heard about Sonny that she got locked up
Yeah, she locked up. Yeah,
for
she
killing
She in
still
that
locked up.
dude. That
jail.
was it.
She
Her
in
She's
trial.
still,
jail,
bro.
She's
bro.
still locked up.
Yeah, she's in jail. Her trial is still
She's
pending.
still
To
locked
She's
me,
up.
coming
to me,
back.
Okay.
the most fucked up thing she did, and this is like I'm serious because Nate was the one that told me about this. The most fucked up thing she did was what she did to Dolph Ziggler. Because if it was the other way around,
Yeah.
he would be because she basically raped him. She raped him, and she just laughed
Yep.
it off. And because he's a dude, nobody was really pulling. If you took that same story, or it was a man taking
If it was the other way
advantage of a
around,
drunk,
like if Dolph Ziggler would have did that to Sonny, he would have been in
right,
jail.
right.
Fuck,
And
getting released.
I don't think Ziggler even realizes what happened because some dudes don't believe that they can be raped. They're thinking like, oh, a woman can't rape a guy. Like, yes, they can.
Yes,
Like,
they
you were
can.
concussed.
Hey, look, the story I got on that was her and Sonny met one night when he was in town, and they slept together willingly, and she took a picture while he was sleeping. After that's the story I got. I don't think
Nah,
it's rape,
what
but I
happened?
guess what?
Sonny
Oh, go
said
ahead.
so herself. She said that
Oh,
they planned on Lincoln, right? But after
yeah.
Ziggler had his match, he told her like, "Yo, I was tired." He was tired or whatever. He was tired, and Sonny was like, we can reschedule. But this dude Ziggler was like, "Nah, fuck that. I still want to come through." And she was like, "All right, cool." So when he came through, he eventually fell asleep, and then
Yeah.
and she got her nut off or whatever while this dude was still asleep. Yeah, he did go to the house, but she engaged while he was still asleep. So yes, that's rape.
So
And then he
basically,
found out after the
she climbed
fact
on top of
he
him.
had right, and then he found out after the fact that he had a concussion, which is what happened. I think he fought
Yeah,
Loki or Kaval, whatever the hell his name was in WWE. This would have been like 2010, 2000, that one of those years.
I got
He
you.
had a
Yeah.
concussion, but he had a concussion and he was drunk, so
Wow.
he didn't have any awareness of where he was or what he was doing. She basically raped
So
him.
he was a
That's rape.
cheerleader, basically, right?
No, he would have been the Spirit Squad stuff was over by
So
then.
he was a
would have been
cheerleader?
Intercontinental champ. No, he would have been Intercontinental champ with Vicky at the time. Remember when Vicky was like his manager, whatever?
yeah, that's when he was at the top of his game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because that's what rape is. If you look up rape, the definition, rape is sexual contact without consent. He did not consent. He was knocked out. It doesn't matter that he told her that he was coming over. He was unconscious and he could not respond because he had a fucking concussion.
And he could have died going to sleep like that during the concussion. He could have died.
And
Right.
drinking alcohol too. That's a no. But the thing is, here's the
Like,
thing.
that was just dumb on Ziggler's behalf.
I'm just saying, look, if he was basically unconscious and she was on top of him, I don't even know if he even got an erection. I'm just wondering,
Right. But
That's
Virgo
probably
Bay, Marcus answered your question. You was asking why they were beefing. Marcus Brown
Right.
answered your question.
Right, and that was dumb too because that wasn't even Riddle's fault. That was his girl's fault, and then Rollins got mad at Riddle. Like that was kind of a Karen thing. Like, why are you mad at Riddle for? He didn't say
That's
anything.
how that shit. That's how that beef between them started.
Really, yeah, and that's how beef a lot of backstage heat starts between wrestlers anyway. But look, getting back to Sonny at one
I
point, I'm talking about
appreciate
Sonny.
you, Ballet Dancer. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Hey, look, I'm talking about Toph and Terrence back in Sonny's heyday when she was known as the Click Chick and everything. Everybody took a turn on her. I mean, this is when she was dating Chris Candido. Everybody, she fucked Sean, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, 1, 2, 3 Kids. She's basically being passed around like a party favor.
So hold
I'm
on,
glad you
Nash.
mentioned that.
You said
I'm
Nash
glad you
smashed
mentioned.
Sonny?
I'm
Yeah,
glad
all
you
of them
mentioned
smashed
that
Sonny.
because
They called
it's
it. I mean, look.
confirmed.
At one time, Sonny was like booking their flights, booking their hotel rooms.
Yeah, she was like
she was
basically like their secretary.
I'm
Didn't
glad you
basically
Shawn?
mentioned
called the
that
Click
Didn't
Chick.
because
Shawn?
this
Didn't
season
Shawn
Hold
Michaels make
started
on,
a?
hold on.
rain.
Let's see. Go ahead, because she ain't say something in a minute. Go ahead, T.
Nah, but didn't Shawn Michaels say something about Sonny hooking up with Bret Hart at one point?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Sonny
probably
did.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sunny Days. That's where Sunny Days came
Sonny
from.
did.
Yeah, the Sunny Days promo.
It led to his
So
divorce.
basically,
Yeah.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels smashed that.
Well, that's the thing.
So,
That
Shawn,
could be alleged. It was not.
We
Shawn, I
never
guess,
got a
was
confirmation
Brett
that
was
Brett did
tight.
that.
Brett was tight about that shit because there was already turmoil in their marriage. You know, Brett and his wife's marriage, and then this dude Shawn Michaels. That was basically a shoot. And I think if this dude Brett was smashing, Shawn Michaels is
Yeah, Brett whooped his
basically
ass
hating.
backstage.
Like he was
Yeah,
hating and
Brett
shit.
admitted.
Like he wanted
Brett
to
admitted in
put
his
it
book.
out there
Brett
and try to,
admitted
you
in
know
his
what I mean?
book
That's some
that he was
sucker
having
shit. Like my dude,
affairs.
you fell in love. Sonny did it. You a sucker ass dude to put Brett out there like that because she not fucking you no more because Brett is piping her down now. Now you want to out this shit to the whole world. That's some
hey
bitch
man,
shit.
Well,
hey
Brett
man. At
admitted in
that
his
time,
book that he
Shawn
had
Mike.
affairs, but
Yeah,
he
but
said that
that
he never
time
was with
though,
Sonny.
at that time though, Shawn Michaels was out. Shawn Michaels was on some other shit at
Yeah,
that
because he
time.
was
Michaels was
high
big anyway at the time.
on coke. Motherfucker say, "Oh, it was pills. It was pills." That nigga was high on coke. He probably took like a couple of pills here and there,
Man,
but
we
that
all
dude was
know
on
Sean goes
coke
both
and
ways.
alcohol.
We all know Sean goes both ways anyway. So
And we gotta
Taker was
listen, man.
extremely
Yeah,
That's
because
close.
on him.
he wasn't
We
Playgirl.
don't
Taker was
Remember
behind
that?
extremely close
closed
to eating his
doors.
ass.
Well, you said Black Song. Go ahead.
Remember when Shawn was in Playgirl? And then somebody said on the oh, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead,
no,
Black
you mean
Song.
Playboy.
Oh.
Playboy.
Nah, he was on Playgirl.
No,
Hold
it
on,
was
hold on.
Playgirl. It was
Wait,
Playgirl.
y'all. Hold on. Let Black Song go. Go ahead, Black Song. Black Song was trying to say something. We kept over talking. Go ahead.
But what I was saying was that like Taker was extremely close whooping his ass at WrestleMania in Anaheim before
Oh,
like
yeah.
With the
like
tape
HBK
fist,
was
I
right?
remember that. Yeah,
or he didn't want to do the job.
yeah. Because somebody
I'm
told me
glad you brought that up though, Malik.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought it up because the Dark Side of the Ring, the new
Yeah.
season is finally coming soon, and they've confirmed that Chris Candido is going to be one of the episodes. So
yeah. Chris Candido and Sonny.
fuck it.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
shit!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you said
Yeah,
that. Yeah, bad. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Matter of fact,
I can't wait to watch that. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
let me find the list of the
I
episodes
can't
right
wait to
now
watch that.
All right, cool.
because we have
Me too.
we
I
actually
can't
I
wait to
can't
watch
wait
that.
to watch that. Man.
Y'all keep going. I'm gonna find the list right now.
Yeah.
I believe
Go
like
ahead.
Mark Jannetty's one of them. I know that.
Hey, Black Star, look at this. What I was told was Taker gave Shawn a warning in Anaheim. He's saying if you don't do the job and you come back here, I'm gonna kick your ass. And he said he was gonna be waiting on him at the grill position. So Shawn did the job, and basically he basically said that Taker was pissed.
Yo,
Taker won't play.
Marcus Brown is stupid.
Okay, guys, I got it right here. This is the list.
Hold on,
right
before
now.
you say the list, my bad. Before you say the list, I want to ask what Valley Dancer said about the whole Dolph Ziggler situation. No, she didn't drug him. Like, yeah, he went over there on his free will, but he had fell asleep. And when he had fell asleep, that's when she got her rocks off. Basically, what we're saying is that if the roles were reversed, if she would have went over to Dolph Ziggler house or hotel room, whatever, and did the same thing, and Dolph Ziggler would have fucked her while she was asleep, Dolph Ziggler would be in jail. But go ahead, so.
All right. Dark Side is going to be a 10-episode season. It starts May 30th. And this episodes they got Chris Candido and Tammy Stitch, Magnum TA, Adrian Adonis, Doink the Clown, the Junkyard Dog, Marty Jannetty, Bam Bam Bigelow, Abdullah the Butcher, the Grand Family.
I'm doing the dip shit. I heard that.
And WCW Bash at the Beach 2000.
Man, that sounds like a great season.
Bash of the Beach 2000, WCW. They really gonna talk about that again?
Like Abdullah is so fucked up.
There was a lot of good episodes to get out those characters.
I'm surprised it took them this long to just add like a show to the list because there's a lot of shows you could just do.
Shit, man! Oh, I can't wait for this season. That's gonna be a real good season. A lot of interesting stories from these characters.
The first episode, unless they change it, is confirmed to be the Tammy Stitch Chris Candido one. So,
God.
Get ready for that.
Oh,
one.
good.
Get ready
That
for
should,
that
hey,
one.
look.
Oh,
they should
God.
I can't wait till they out.
yeah.
I can't wait till
Look.
that shit gets out.
It's a lot of episodes.
Yo, Shawn Michaels is tight right now.
Click, huh?
I'm just saying, look, I'm like this. That episode should be saved for the season finale.
It's gonna be a click every season.
Should be the season finale.
Yeah, that should be the season finale. So the first episode.
Sonny's actually lucky. Sonny's lucky because it's fucked up. A lot of people that could speak out against her are dead. Like I know the one person. The first negative comment I heard from Sonny was from New Jack of all people, and I remember like New Jack was on one of those little you shoot sit downs, and somebody asked him like, "What was the craziest thing you've ever seen backstage?" And he mentioned Sonny, and he said that one time like at an ECW show, like someone took his gear, I guess like as a prank, someone took his bag and they like put it like, I guess in this like back door area or something like that. So New Jack went in the back to find it. And according to New Jack, he said he saw Sonny and it was like a fucking line of dudes. Like, like when people are going to the bank, like waiting for their turn to cash out, get their money.
Wow. She was blowing them like a conveyor belt?
Yeah, like a conveyor belt of dudes. And he thought at first that Sonny just had some kind of like side service going on, like maybe she's giving the boys some drugs or something. Now, what it was that she was blowing off different dudes, and in return, they were giving her some drugs. That's what it was.
Holy
shit. That's gonna be Matt Riddle soon.
Hey, Tove, look, the story I heard was I heard even Sandman told one similar. He went backstage and he said Sonny was blowing Rob Van Dam and somebody else. It was two dudes.
I never said that. When I said that?
No, he means
you.
Sandman ECW.
Sandman I thought you said I mentioned
the
that.
White Sandman. Yeah, the White Sandman.
Oh, got you. No relation. Let me remind you, no relation.
I know that. Yes, right. Yeah, no. See, you an educated black man. That Sandman is a devil.
Thank you.
When that Tammy Stitch episode comes out, make sure whatever jail she's in, make sure you put her on suicide watch. That's all I gotta say.
Yo, they're gonna make her look crazy.
One person who would never say
that. They might hold back a little bit.
Not by much.
Hey, I saw an article. Hey, look, hey guys, I saw an article. Bischoff was speaking on Chris Candido Sunday. I should have linked it to y'all. If I can find them, link it to y'all in the chat. But he said in WCW, when they were WCW, he said both of them were train wrecks already because both of them was using drugs. And the thing is, I've heard the episode is supposed to cover not just Sonny's career, but also right up to when she was put in jail for the DUI manslaughter because she killed somebody. Like I said, she was doing 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And out there in Florida one night up to a light when she took a light and driving with a suspended license. I mean, she had a license taken away from a long time ago. She can't even have a license anymore.
She should be in jail for 40 fucking years.
She should be in jail.
She got more slaps on the wrist than Robert.
I give her a life sentence.
Yeah, she should be in jail for life.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
A life sentence. It's a wrap.
But we all talking about Florida though. You know how Florida judicial system is like.
All right.
We talking about Florida.
No, well,
remember, that's the same state.
Killed.
That's the same state where the Usos and Jeff keep getting.
Exactly right.
Well,
it's like we in Florida. Let's get drunk and do something stupid.
the Usos and Jeff didn't kill nobody yet. See, Sonny killed somebody. So the thing is, and the guy's family is suing Sonny too. They're coming after her too. So the thing is, I think it should be wrapped for her. I think she should get life because it was manslaughter because she was doing 80 miles an hour and didn't stop and just crashed and started a chain reaction. And the dude was 75 years old. He was killed on impact instantly.
I've said this before.
Yeah, Ballet Dancer. They coming out with another season. Yeah.
I've said this before. Shawn Michaels is lucky that him and Sonny broke it off because if they had stayed together, he would be dead. I truly believe that because she would have brought him down with him. Shawn, to those who don't know the story, I mean everybody knows, but just in case people don't know, Sonny was with Candido, and Sonny was she was with a bunch of other dudes, but Shawn was like her main guy. She really liked Shawn. And they were together. There was one promo. I think it was like '97 or something. They were like in a hotel, and Sonny was. You could just tell from their body language that something was going on. She really liked Shawn, and Shawn was like in love with her. Triple H, Kevin Nash, like all his boys will do the best they can to double back to make it seem as if like, oh, it was just a fling. Like no, Shawn fucking loved her. He fucking went to Hawaii. And he got like one of those fucking marriage suites that newly married couples get. The honeymoon suite. And he like rented the whole place out for Sonny for like fucking 4 months.
What? Yo, you know how much that shit costs in Hawaii too?
You know how much bread Shawn was making at that time? He was literally their top guy.
He was dead set in love with her. So what basically happened was he just told her point blank, like, yo, I want you to leave your boy, Skip. And she wouldn't do it because there was a part of her that I guess still loved Skip. And so Shawn was like, well, if you ain't going to leave him, then we ain't going to be together. And that was it. And that was not long after he retired because of his back injury. And he wasn't doing too well. He was drinking and shit. And then one day he went to church. And when he went to church, that's where he met the Nitro girl. I forgot her name because he's married to the Nitro. She was a Nitro girl for Nitro.
Whisper.
Yeah,
Whisper. Right. Her name's Rebecca. Her real name's Rebecca, but yeah.
Rebecca. Right. And they met, and then she basically
turned
his life around. Yeah. That's what his real story.
I really never knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
Learn something on the council,
his life. Right. So she met, and eventually what happened was they went out on a date, and Shawn being the fuckboy that he was. He thought he was going to, hit it and quit it like he did everything else. But her idea of having fun at the date was doing Bible study. And Shawn was like, yo, this bitch crazy. But whatever, I'll do what she's got to do. I'll do what I got to do as long as I can hit it. But then when they started reading the Bible, like he got into it. And, I'm not going to make fun of religion or whatever. But, right. Yeah, Sonny did dump her. But, yeah, she was reading Bible stuff to him. And, it started to get to him, because at that point, like, this was like right after he had his back shit. So he wasn't doing anything. I remember, like,
WWE and also he lost his smile.
Yeah. Right. So, Austin was a big star. Rock was becoming a big star. DX is blowing up. So wrestling was getting really big. So he was in a really dark place. And so when she was reading the stuff to him, it really got to him. And she was like, oh, why don't you come to church, if you like it? And that's what happened. So he became born again. Some people are like, oh, it's fake. I'm not here to dispute whether it's fake or not. The point is that he fucking loves Sonny. And I know Kevin Nash and all his boys will do the best they can to backspace it as if like it was because they always speak about it as if it was a fling. It wasn't a fling. No, it was not a fling.
No,
that shit was like fucking Triple H in China, bro. They were like,
and that's why I think he hated on Brett because he thought that Brett was smashing.
Yep.
And he basically outed him on fucking live TV. That was some sucker shit.
I think Brett was smashing because look at this. His wife at the time, Julie Hart. I think Julie Hart. I think Julie Hart says someone told me that Brett had multiple affairs because she was having affairs too. So Sonny was the only one Brett was having an affair with. I think Brett probably had an affair with probably different women. You just didn't. No one knew about it because I guess Brett was a nice guy, and no one ever ratted him out for it. So Bret Hart.
He admitted in his book that he did have affairs, but he also said that he didn't do it with Sonny. So
okay. Well, I'm gonna say this: as much as I like Bret Hart, I find that statement questionable. But that's just me.
See,
'Cause he
that's
ain't no
why Randy
angel.
Savage was crazy about Miss Elizabeth. That's why he locked her in that fucking dressing room.
Yeah,
he
because
didn't
it
even
was
I
let
guess
her.
so.
yeah, because you knew them wrestlers was wilding. They was having all types of coke orgies, all types of shit.
He
Man,
said hook
wrestling,
orgies. Oh
man,
shit.
Yo, remember in
wrestling was
the 80s and the
wild back
early
then.
90s, coke was the thing. Like to
It was
the
either
mid
coke or
90s.
steroids, bro. Coke or
Yeah.
steroids.
Yeah.
The biggest unsolved mystery ever in the history of WWE, besides what was in the fucking briefcase when Snooker got in trouble, was
Have you heard
how did
Macho
Hulk
Man's rap
Hogan
album?
get that black eye at WrestleMania 9?
I've seen
And
the video.
the
Yeah.
story, the story that I've heard is that her and I guess one day Elizabeth got tired of Randy's shit, and she fucking left, and she went to Hogan's place where Hogan and his wife were at, and Hogan's wife at the time, now ex-wife, was like, you can stay with us. And so then, while she was staying there, the story goes that Hogan tried to make a
And Macho
move
Man punched him
on
out.
Miss Elizabeth, right? And then
Mm.
Savage found out about it, and he gave Hogan that work. And then, if you can watch WrestleMania 9, you'll see that Hogan has a shiner on one of his eyes, and they never explain where he got it from. So
Yeah,
yeah,
remember he was saying that it was a parasailing accident.
bullshit. It wasn't
Yeah,
no
like my
Yeah.
dude, a
parasailing.
parasail. He said the shit hit him in the head. Like my dude, that shit would have knocked your head off. It wouldn't have gave you no black eye, fool. Y'all do the
Yeah.
parasail, that shit's plain steel. And if it's swinging all the way, you know what I'm saying, in full speed, that shit would have what? That should have probably killed Hogan. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like on the sailboats. It's like a big
Yeah.
ass flag, but it's the metal pole of the flag. He
Right.
said that shit hit him in the
So
head.
jet skis,
I'm
right?
like,
Yeah.
say that one more time. I didn't hear you. It was like somebody's chewing
Did it say
on.
a jet ski?
No, Brutus the Barber Beefcake was in the jet ski parasailing thing, whatever that was.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, my bad. I had mixed it up.
Thunder in
Yeah.
Paradise.
My bad. That was
Yeah,
my
that was
bad.
like the
man.
worst. Yeah, that's the
Hello,
worst
can you hear me?
wrestling move.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, no, I
Yeah,
said,
whatever you do, don't look up that injury. That's like the worst shit I've ever read about. Trust me when I say that.
Yeah,
no, the
my
worst,
bad, Toph. Yeah.
no,
Basically,
the worst,
this dude Hogan was he didn't explain why he got the black eye. My bad. The parasailing accident was beefcake. Pause.
the worst injury I've heard of was the Sid Vicious one with Steiner. Remember when he fell and
Oh
his
God.
leg just popped?
Oh Lord, that
I,
yeah,
remember,
that
I remember seeing that, boy. That made me cringe. I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" I mean,
It just
his
came
leg
out of
popped up.
nowhere too. Cause I never forget this shit. I'm like, what the
His
fuck
leg.
is Sid doing? As a kid, I'm saying
No,
that shit. Like,
what
what the
happened?
fuck is Sid
What
doing? Why
happened?
the fuck did he go
They
to the
stopped
top
that
rope?
match.
I
His
thought
leg.
Sid.
Yeah,
If anything, I thought Sid was gonna do like a double axe handle or something. This dude trying to do a big boot up the top rope. Like, who the fuck
and
you
the thing
think
is,
you are?
I swear, and his leg popped like a toy doll, like a Barbie doll. Like we break it like a stick. I
That
mean,
shit
I
was
was
like one of them
I said,
flexi straws. You know them crazy straws and flexi straws.
yeah.
Wet like
I
linguine.
and I said that shit
The
had to
funny
hurt.
part, the funny part was that shit was on pay per view.
I know. I
Yeah,
saw it.
was that
I
on
wanted to I
Greed?
saw it.
What pay per view that? That was Greed, right?
It was like near the very end before they died. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I think
the
so.
last they had was Greed, which is a nice name for a pay per view. I'm surprised WWE never used that name, Greed.
Yeah, you would think they would. It fits them. WWE.
Right, WWE
It works.
Greed. That's cool.
It works. It does. It does. They should
Right.
bring it
Hey,
back.
look, that's a name
Greed.
and a concept right up Vince's alley. Greed, because Vince is a greedy son of a
Right,
bitch.
like that's perfect. That's a perfect name.
Vince was probably mad. He was probably like, "Fuck, why didn't I think of this?" That's probably what he thought.
Hmm.
Well, he's greedy. Like I said, he's $9.3 billion richer while everybody else is in the poorhouse.
Yeah, man, that's what I miss the most about old school WWF.
You probably use that in
Those
NXT.
fucking those fucking pay-per-view names were, goated, man. Armageddon, Judgment Day, Backlash, Cold Day in Hell. Remember that one, In Your House, Cold Day in Hell.
Yeah, but they're not
James
gonna
Allen.
they're not gonna use that because
Yeah, I know,
it's
I know.
Was it a Highway to Hell?
and we
No,
supposed to
the
be for the
SummerSlam '98
kids.
was Highway to Hell. Then they had In Your
That was
House,
Highway to
St.
Hell, wasn't it?
Valentine's Day Massacre. That was a good one.
Yeah, they had some real good names back then. Because remember, this
No
dude
Mercy.
Vince had ideas to bounce off of. Vince
Armageddon.
don't have no ideas like that because I keep telling motherfuckers, Vince never really created shit. He just stole ideas and made it his own. He's not creative. Now, when it comes to making money, yes, Vince knows how to make money. But when it comes to him being like a creative mind, fuck no. Like they stumbled on Bum the Taker. That shit happened by accident.
Mhm.
The fuck.
Pure accident. It
Only
was supposed to be Taker
props
in
I
that.
give him is maybe Hulk Hogan, because yeah, he did. He did. I guess you could say he made Hulk. He definitely made Hulk Hogan a megastar. I'll give him that. But at the same time, was he the same one that tried to stunt his growth? Like he didn't want him to. Matter of fact, no, I'm bugging. He was in AWA when he went to Rock. When he went on Rocky, he was in AWA, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's okay. So that's when Hogan went to WWE after that. Okay. But yeah, I give Vince that. You know what I'm saying? He did make Hogan. That's what I shout over that. Macho Man always been Macho Man before. He just came to WWE or WWF, and you know what I mean, on a bigger platform, so more eyes seen who Macho Man was. Like Vince never really did anything.
Mm-hmm.
They was doing WrestleMania before. Like remember, that one match with this dude, Kaufman and Lawler.
Right.
That
That
was
wasn't
that
bad.
was a taste of WrestleMania right there. Vince ain't thinking that shit.
That's why I laughed when I always laugh like when the whole AEW NXT thing was happening back in 2019 2020. I ain't trying to be a gatekeeper. You can tell like who are young wrestling fans and who's been watching like for years, because that's how wrestling's made. You got a guy, a billionaire, millionaire with money, and they basically go from territory to territory. They take the best guys and they make their own promotion. You
Right.
just said it yourself with the AWA, that '80s golden era. Roddy Piper, Randy Savage, Hogan, Snuka, Big John Studd, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Sheik. All Vince did was he just went to the AWA, the NWA, all the brands that were around back then, one by one,
And
and he just
rated it.
took all the guys,
Yeah.
rated it. That's all you
Gave
do.
him bigger paychecks.
What
He
happened?
ain't
What
create
happened is
shit. Vince always
right.
threw his money at shit. He always did that. That he don't know nothing better. He just knows that everybody has a price.
He
What
did it with
happened?
Dusty Rhodes too. All he did was
Right.
put polka dots on him.
The reason why so many newer fans can't understand that is because, unfortunately, WCW died. And so after WCW died, you had damn near almost 20 years where it was just WWE and nothing else. So then when Tony Khan shows up and he starts doing the same thing, fans
Then
get mad.
TNA was
Like,
just
oh,
pure
he's
disaster.
right. That's how it works. When you make a new company that's going to be legit competition, that's what you got to do. You got to go from brand to brand, poach it off. That's how it works. But you just have this new generation of fans that don't understand that because all they know is they were born into a world where it was just WWE and nothing else. Everything else was just small in comparison. They don't get it.
Right. So Marcus Brown said him and King Mike prediction came true again. Oscar turned heel on Bianca Belair, and hopefully Kyrie Sane returns to WWE and bring back Kabuki Warriors and maybe add to Sky a trio of Japanese team.
I
Well,
like to see that too myself.
first off, shots go out to King Mike. Second of all, can you really call that a prediction? We all knew Oscar was turning heel.
Hell
WWE
yeah.
just they
Yeah.
just took damn long. Like they
As
kept
soon
teasing
as
it and teasing. It's like, yo, why the fuck are you teasing it? Like Oscar should have been a certified heel way before WrestleMania. Why y'all keep teasing this shit for? Just turn a fucking heel.
this
So
new
that's not
this
really a
turnaround,
prediction. Now
this,
with the whole Kabuki
uh,
Warriors shit, You already know how I feel about the women's tag belts. How everybody should feel about the women's tag belts. They're useless. They can fucking bring back these bitches when they were young, Lita and Trish, and put the belts on them. This won't mean shit. Them shits are desecrated. What do I think about AJ and Rollins? Yeah, you damn right. I want to see that match. That's gonna be a real good match. And so
That was
far,
the best decision. Come on.
yeah, like so far, you know what I mean. How much matches they got on that card so far? They got that. What else?
They got Seth versus AJ, they got Cody versus Brock, and they got this tag team title match between Sami Zayn and KO versus Reigns and Solo.
Yeah, I'm digging it so far. And me and Marcus
Surprised they
Brown
didn't
was
let
talking
Sammy
about
go
that
over
shit
there.
behind the
That's
scenes.
the end of the
We talking
bloodline
about
right
it.
there.
I got you. I got you. I just want to say this one last thing. I'm gonna let y'all go. Um, Me and Marcus Brown was talking behind the scenes about that shit. Like basically, he wasn't understanding why would Roman Reigns come after the tag belts, him and Solo. I'm like, well, it makes sense, you know. Well, matter of fact, I said that there's no one else for them to fight. There's no one else for Roman Reigns to fight. And he said that, basically what I was about to explain about like basically tying up the loose ends when it comes to the bloodline, the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens storyline. I'm like, well, there you go. You basically said it yourself. You know, it makes sense because they're all in the rivalry with each other. Like him, you know what I mean, facing somebody else. As you can see, he said he's in the for AJ Styles, but as you can see, AJ, he's gonna be occupied with Seth Rollins. So I'm all for the tag match, and I think he should win. Fuck it, but they should split the title. This is a perfect opportunity to split the title. All right, now split the titles. Now you had the tag team belts on Raw and shit, and they could bounce back and forth.
They don't have enough
Fuck it,
tag teams.
give my dude Roman Reigns them tag belts to him and Solo. Have him look more dominant. Yeah.
Well, you can't have a part-time tag
They
team
don't have enough
champion.
tag
So
teams to do that.
that's not going to work.
That's what I'm saying. That's not gonna work. Yeah, see,
He's the king. He can do whatever the fuck he want.
But on a more important note, I'm just kind of surprised that Sammy is going over there.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Like,
Yo, y'all make a valid point.
He wants his
I
death.
just thought of that. Let me find out. You know what he did? He dropped that
Yeah,
big
they're
ass bag, laundry
yeah
bag,
they're in
in front of
Saudi.
his house.
Now the good news is I remember the last time they were over there. That was when the Sammy bloodline thing was still going on. And I remember at the press conference when Roman was talking, the crowd was chanting Usi, which is good because that means that the fans over there like Sammy. So the fans were never really the issue, it was the government. And because Sammy didn't want to go over there, Owens made the decision to not go either. Same for Cena and a bunch of others. So I'm just really shocked that
Man, look, you can
they're
think that
going
all
over
you
there.
want. It's that money. He doubled that shit. He probably offered him like 60 racks. And
And
he's
he
like,
wants to
nah.
die.
And it's like, you know what? I'll 120 racks. For that one match, win, lose, draw. I'll give you 120 racks for that one match.
Well, I hope they got security just in case. You never know, man.
so what's the deal with Sami Zayn going over to Saudi Arabia? What is he?
It's basically that, like, his religious views. It's all about
Oh
religion.
yeah, that's a sensitive subject over in Saudi. The thing is, if Bishop Man had any kind of scruples, especially after the terrorist attack years ago, he would send his company even over there doing business because Saudi Arabia is Osama bin Laden's home country. That's what
But
I was
check
getting
it.
by.
But check this out. As you can see, they're all, you know what I mean. They all being flexible. Cause look, they got the chicks out there. The chicks been fighting out there like what 2 years straight, maybe three.
Yeah, they got to wear those bodysuits though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
just
They
saying.
don't mind as long as they cover up.
ain't nothing flexible. Ain't no flexible. Me, the one thing I see flexible is the flexibility of terrorists if they decide to strike or something. Because remember, Saudi Arabia is a terrorist state, is a terrorist country. It harbors
Hey,
terrorists.
Vince
I
McMahon
wouldn't
is
expose.
bringing everybody together for
He ain't
the
bringing shit
sake
together.
of wrestling.
Oh,
They
please,
almost didn't
come on
come
now.
back the last time.
Yeah, because remember, they all got detained for some reason because of a situation about the pay per view
Yeah,
getting
the
cut
best
off over
And we
story
there.
still don't
ever
know
was
what
when the
happened with that. That's weird. We still don't know why they
yeah,
was detained. It
No,
was
I
never
know,
the
I
best
know, I know
explained.
story,
why.
the best
It has
bro.
something to
I
do with
was
the pay per
laughing my
view.
ass off, man.
No,
The
hey
best
guys, look.
story, yeah.
What happened was the pay per view had the single pay per view. It got cut off over there in the country in a certain amount of homes. It was the pay per view was cut off. They could see the rest of the show. That's why they were
Nah,
detained.
it
So
had got cut off after they was detained. After they was detained, he cut the stream off. This dude Vince.
uh,
What happened
oh,
was there was a money dispute. What the
I
okay, I
money
knew
remember
it.
too.
dispute?
Thank
Yeah,
you. And that's what. Of
Yeah,
course. Why
yeah.
not?
There was a money dispute, and what the dispute was about, or who owed who what, I don't know. What I do know is that every time they go over there to Saudi, there's WWE jets. Like so, there's actual planes that are just there for the WWE staff. But then certain elite members of WWE have their own private jets, and basically it's like they go over, they do what they got to do, and they get the fuck out. Brock has his own private jet, and so does Vince. So when that money dispute happened, Vince got in his private jet and he got the fuck out of there. And he basically, literally and figuratively, left the others to die.
Left them for dead. Mm-hmm.
Right. And the fucking
Left
see, I
Good
them
would never
for
go.
Brothers,
dead.
I would never go up there again. I would never go
right?
there
And
again.
then the
If
Good
I caught Vince
Brothers,
anywhere
this
by
was
himself,
after
go
they
ahead.
But
got
that's
fired from
that's the thing
WWE.
too. Check it. This is the thing. Here's the thing, right? You say you're not going. You never go over there again if you was done. What if this dude Vince would have like, yo, for one match, I'll pay you. I'll pay you 50 racks
I'm gonna punch
just
him
to
dead
be
in his
in one
face.
match.
I'm gonna punch him dead in his face and break his nose, but just because of the
You're
last
gonna
time he
punch
did.
him in the face, and then you will be in
Hell
jail.
yeah.
So.
The best story was from the fucking Good Brothers after they got fired. They told their story. They were on a different plane, and they said that they were waiting. So all the wrestlers were on the plane. They were waiting for a long time, so it must have
Yeah,
been scary.
the
I think
pilot
they
just
said they
didn't
were
want to
waiting
take
for like
off.
yeah,
And
they
that's
took off. They
creepy
were
as hell. Just imagine you being
right.
on the plane. You don't want to cause an upsurge. You don't want to be like, hey, pilot, what the fuck is going on? Move this shit. You don't want to say that.
So
You might
what
get
they
shot in the
did,
head. So you
they
got to sit
fucking
there
got
in
off their
silence and
plane.
anticipation, like, what's going on? Why are we not moving?
They got off their plane and they switched plane and they got on the same plane that Randy Orton was on because they're like, they're not going to kill Randy. That's great.
Let me see. So Saudi
I'm
Arabia
just
is
saying, like,
lowering the ban on Sami Zayn's belief. Yeah, because you know why? Because Sami is lit. He's not as lit as he used to be, but he's lit. People out there love Sami Zayn. So, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna play ball.
I mean,
It's
this is
like with the
cool. I
with the
just hope they
women,
get
like
security just in case. You never know. People are fucking crazy. That's all I'm saying. I hope they have security just in case.
yeah, I really do. I bet they will. They're not gonna play no games with that shit. Like remember the whole tribute to the troops show, the tribute to the troops show. Remember that shit? They was
Hmm.
decked out in with security, military, FBI. These motherfuckers had dudes from Call of Duty with them and shit.
I'm just like this. I was saying I wouldn't go to.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
wait.
go.
Yo, Black
Go
Sword,
ahead. Go
T,
ahead.
y'all still there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
say something. Oh, wait, hold on. Black Sword, you still there? Black Star. You probably stepped away for a minute. Go ahead, T. What you was gonna say?
But yeah, I was agreeing with y'all. Honestly, they left them out there. Little fun fact about me: I actually used to work at an airport, and I seen every single one of those superstars that flew back in from Saudi, bro.
Nice.
I kid you not. Good Brothers, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, AJ, Mustafa Ali, the whole nine. So anything these guys tell you about their trip is actually true.
But it's not like they can say anything. They can't just
I mean, they're
show
not
them
gonna
their
give like
experience.
the full details, but
Of
like,
course not.
but they gave just enough. Like,
Hmm.
but Vince, I hope that blood money's worth it, Vince.
That's the problem. See, half of his fortune, made off fortune, is
Well,
blood money. We're talking
well, they
talking
got to
lives
do it
and
anyway
wrestlers.
because they signed a 10-year deal, and
Yeah,
COVID
they
delayed it.
locked in. There's no choice. They locked in.
Right.
You always got a choice. If you have a conscience, you have a choice. You just got to find a way. But
Well, that's the
Vince ain't got
thing.
no conscience. All he
Conscious or
cares about is
not, they
money.
signed a
See,
contract.
his thing, the day after 9/11, where Vince did that show, that show was so patriotic and shit, and the fairy flags, and then now 10 years later, you going over to the enemy's home country and doing shows. Makes you, well, for one thing, makes you like a hypocrite, and plus, like I said, it's just greed. Because now that the
You
wrestlers
do
You
it
last
do a
every
black
wrestlers,
show.
I don't care if he is trying to pay me. Like I said, for leaving us out there the last time, yeah, I punched him in his face. That's how I said. That's for leaving us out there last time to almost get killed. Yeah, and the thing is, if I punch him in his face, I'm not gonna go to jail because what I do is if I kill him, I'm gonna dispose of the evidence. That's
If
what I'm
you
saying right
kill
now.
him, you're gonna expose of the evidence.
No, I'm gonna dispose
How
of
you
the
gonna?
evidence.
So
Yeah.
how you gonna? I'll humor you. So how you
Okay.
gonna do this?
Oh, if I got money, I'm gonna get some sulfuric acid, some matches, rope, and like probably say some bags. I'm gonna find me a steep cliff with overlooking the ocean. So after I dispose of the body, burn it up, and everything, and his body's ash, I'm gonna store it in the ocean, and ain't nobody gonna find ain't nobody gonna find shit. There's ways of doing things. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's ways of doing things.
Wow. Now, but anyways, Black Star, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, Toe, this is for you. You got mail. Damn, Malik, you made my numbers go down drastically off of your crazy ass.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
They like, what the fuck? Let me get the fuck up out of here. Like, this dude Malik crazy.
Oh, you say the viewers went down. Sorry about that. Okay, never mind. Oh, I forgot. I
No,
can't
it's
be too
all, it's
real.
all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I
can't
built this
I can't be too
platform for
real on
everybody to
here.
speak their mind.
Yeah, I know. I can't be too.
I even say cringy shit at times. You all say
I know.
cringy shit. It's cool. But
I'm just
sometimes
saying.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Sometimes you put a little bit too much seasoning.
too much seasoning. I'm just being look. I'm just saying. I think something should happen to Vince that he deserves it. I'm just saying, just the kind of person he is. All
Hell
these
yeah,
drugs, all
ballet
these gimmicks.
dancer. It was when I
Yeah,
was on
they
that
were waiting
plane.
for at least 3 or 4 hours at least. It was a while. So yeah,
I sound like this.
scary,
Okay,
right?
when I say the blood on his hands, we're talking Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, Eddie Guerrero, others, for all these years, all those years, especially Owen Hart. I mean, that man died on your show, and you still kept going with the show. See?
We spoke about
For,
that last show.
Yeah,
for a
We definitely
stunt
yeah.
had.
for a
Go ahead,
stunt that he
Kilo.
was forced to do, by the
Right,
way.
yeah. He should. If he had any kind of mind, he'd said no and just walked away because he'd be alive today. He could have been he could have lived been 50 at least 50 years old.
But
And raising children and everything.
I heard the chords were switched because it was a thin cord that they used to basically carry
Yeah,
It wasn't.
the pulley thing.
It
The thing
yeah,
that
like
wasn't.
nobody talks
not
about.
really, like basically it was like it carries like a bucket of tools. So dudes that be building so like they be building the whole arena, what may have you, and they
Yeah,
would use two different types of poles or
It
cords,
was
whatever.
the. It
A
the
was the
thick
thing that no
one
one
cord.
and
talks
a
about
light
is
one. But when
It was
they forgot to
the.
switch it.
Yeah.
They forgot to switch the light one to the thick one. I don't
Yeah.
understand how
It
the
was.
that's the thing that killed me. Is like y'all don't know which cords is different from the other. Like that's ridiculous. Y'all should know. Like okay, We got to use this cord for Owen Hart. We got to use this cord for the tubes. That's like motherfucking elementary school type common sense. How the
It
fuck I
wasn't.
didn't
It
know
was
which
the
cord to
cords
use?
and it was the metal. It was the cords and the metal harnesses, bro. Like
The
what?
thing that no one talks about is why they were even doing it to begin with. They were doing it because he turned down the affair angle that he didn't want to do. That was why Jeff Jarrett and Deborah felt so bad.
Yeah, remember they had brought back the whole blue blazer gimmick, and it wasn't even
Yeah.
it wasn't even a fucking WrestleMania. Now, if he did it at WrestleMania, whatever. He did it at motherfucking what was it again? Some rinky dink pay per view. You doing all this extra shit
Over the edge or
over the
Over
edge.
the
how,
You doing
edge.
all that shit for over the fucking edge.
okay,
That Owen
yeah.
Hart's blood was still. Owen Hart's blood was still on the mat. They still
Yes,
kept
yes, it
going.
was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He fell 90 feet and hit him down impact. The same thing hit the corner thing and went
They still got
fell
that
in the
map,
ring.
by the way. Creepy, right?
Yeah, I'm like, why? Get rid of that shit. What is wrong with
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers? That shit is
It's in
weird.
it's in the fucking deepest horse parts of that fucking warehouse over there in fucking Kentucky. They got like there's some real. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's like some real life James Bond shit. It's like a fucking laser door, fingerprint, eye scan. Kevin Kelly talks about it. You know Kevin Kelly, the fucking the headquarters. Well, they got a new headquarters now, but the old
I bet.
headquarters,
They
the
probably got more
old
than one
headquarters.
headquarters. Remember, this is a
Yeah,
$1 billion company. They probably got hundreds of headquarters.
at the OG headquarters, Kevin Kelly said somewhere in that building, it's a fucking room, and it sounds like the scariest thing you could ever possibly say because the room has a sign and it says, "Do not open, do not replicate, do not record." So it's literally a room that just has shit that you're not allowed to go in there. And we know two things that's in that room. We know Owen's death is in there, and that fucking D'Lo draws powerbomb bots is in there. But they got other shit in there too. It's like one of the darkest, like what's
You
in that room.
serious about this?
Yeah. They got hard cameras, bro. Every WWE event that's ever happened, they got live cameras at the front cams. They record everything. Live events, Raw, SmackDown, Sunday Night Heat, Shotgun
But the thing
Saturday
is,
Night,
why are they
Saturday Night
holding
Main
on
Event.
to like with the whole Owen Hart death
They
thing?
have to. They have to for legal reasons. That's why it says do not open. They record everything, bro. Everything is in that fucking room.
She even ballet dancers like what?
Hmm And they got that, and the shit with D'Lo and Draws never aired, but they've got commercials from the old days showing Draws on the stretcher, which means that they had to get the actual botch on camera as well. We just never saw it.
They probably got Bummy Dreamer tongue kissing a pig, knowing his crazy ass. I'm trying to get over by any means. So Marcus said, so Owen Hart fell 90 feet on his head. That's scary and sickening. It sounds like a horror story. Yeah, man.
He fell on the turnbuckle. That's where he
Yeah,
landed.
he fell right on the turnbuckle and snapped his neck.
Hmm
Yeah.
And then he
So
tried to get up
basically, guys,
and couldn't get up.
they had guys compete. The show still went on. Guys basically
Yeah.
competed while his blood was still in the ring.
hmm And then the Godfather and D'Lo both said the same thing when they put him on the gurney and they went through the gorilla. His face was already blue, so I think he was already gone. Personally, that's what it sounds like.
Especially if he pissed some shit on you, you have the resistance to your bowels. That's
Hmm
it.
That's why to
That's
me,
oh
Owens
man.
Owens
I never
Owens' death
because
will
I
always
was
be.
watching that pay per view. Me and my friends we was watching that same pay per view. That shit just bugged me the fuck
Right.
out because how this shit. Oh man, I can never. Yo, man, and then, salute to Owen Hall, man. His birthday passed. We spoke about Owen. We can never get tired of talking about Owen, man. Owen just got so much fucking stories at a short period of
That's why Owen's death,
time. He was in a rest.
well, it'll always be the saddest death in professional wrestling because
because it could have
it
been
did,
avoided.
right. It was 100% preventable. It didn't need to happen, and it did. And because wrestling was so crazy back then, because that was the heart of the Attitude Era, there were a lot of people that thought it was a work. They thought it was a storyline. They didn't believe it was real. And I know that sounds crazy by today's standards, but that's how it was back then because kayfabe was still a thing back then. Even some wrestlers thought it was a work. They thought it was a storyline.
Mhm.
They didn't believe it was real. I
Yeah,
remember that. I remember going to school the next day, and everybody was like, "Yo, you hear about Owen?" And I remember like everybody was talking about it was a part of a story and how he was going to come back like as like something to do with the Undertaker's ministry character because he was doing some dark shit at the time. Remember that was like the same year he crucified Austin, whatever. So a lot of folks they thought it was a story. They
nah,
didn't
no,
think it
he
was real.
wasn't. Around that time, he was tag teaming with Jeff Jarrett.
No, I'm talking Taker. Taker. I'm saying because Taker was doing the dark stuff, people thought that it was part of like some repackage that he was going to join the ministry or something like that.
Yeah, Owen
You know?
Hart. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, that's what a lot of folks
Yeah,
thought.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
They were
nah. Remember, they was Remember, the whole storyline was this dude Steve Blackman was trying to convince everybody that Owen Hart and the Blue Blazer was the same person. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's around the time he had died. That had nothing to do with him being repackaged and all like that.
No, I'm saying that's what people were thinking. They thought it was a story. They
Yeah,
didn't believe that he died. That's all.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. I'm saying like I'm just
Yeah.
hey, they're stupid. Like
Mhm.
why would they even
Yeah,
think that?
but younger fans can never comprehend that night. I mean, you can look at documentaries and YouTube videos and shit, but younger fans, y'all are lucky because if anything bad happens today, wrestling or otherwise, that shit's trending immediately. You get notifications on your phone. Like y'all know what. Like remember the day when Kobe died, everybody knew what happened, or when Brody Lee died, everybody knew, or when Scott Hall died, everybody knew that this wasn't how it was back then. People would die back then. It would take like 2 or 3 days for the word to get out.
Right, you have to read
That's
it
how
like
it
in a
was.
newspaper and shit like that,
Yeah.
or watch it on the news.
hmm Some people that night didn't even know Owen died. That's the crazy part. There were some people in the building that left going home and didn't even know he was dead. They didn't know until the next day because their news station may or may not have covered it.
Yeah, we knew watching at home. We knew because they
Right, because Jim
announced
Ross.
it.
Right, they
Yeah,
never announced it to the fans in the arena.
and
You
that's
know.
that's crazy. And I get why they did that. And you know what? That basically answers y'all question about they should have just ended the show. The people in the crowd didn't know Owen was dead. Only the people at home knew that he was dead. Because if you go to a WWE event or WWE event, whatever, you can't hear the commentators. I mean, excuse me, you can't hear. Yeah, you can't hear the commentators. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers that you listen to at home, you can't hear them if you actually at the venue. They told us on the at that pay per view. JR said like, you know what? I'm sorry to inform you that Owen Hart just passed. They told us that shit during the pay per view. I never forget that shit. That shit bugged me the fuck out. I'm like, wait, what? It really just came out of nowhere because we didn't see the actual Blue Blazer stunt. They didn't show that shit. They just showed Jeff Jarrett cutting a promo, and at the end of the promo, he said, "Owen Hart, you're in my prayers, bro." And us at home, we like, what the fuck is he talking about? Whatever, like whatever, like Jeff Jarrett tripping. Let's get to the match. So I think Jeff Jarrett fought. He went out and fought, and then right after the Jeff Jarrett match, that's when this dude Jr. not Jr. Jim Ross broke the news, and that bugged us the fuck out. And at that time, we was also saying like, oh come on, that storyline. They're not just gonna say that on TV like that. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. That shit bugged me the fuck out. And he
You know
was
why he
really
said that,
good.
right?
What happened?
I said, you know why he said it so abruptly, right?
It wasn't like abruptly. Like I said, like they had a match prior to the announcement.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, do you know why
Why?
Jim
Why?
said it
Why?
that way?
Yeah. Why?
Because Kevin Dunn just told him.
I heard about that. Like basically, Kevin Dunn just brushed it off. Like yeah, oh yeah, he's dead. Because they was asking like, "What's up with Owen? What's up with Owen?" Oh yeah, he's dead. And then we going live in five, four, three. Yeah, I heard about that. Fucking
I bought, I
crazy.
bought, I bought the pay per view and I actually still have it on VHS when it happened.
Crazy.
Crazy that it was called Over the Edge, and that's what happened. That's like some Illuminati shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he fell to his death.
So he literally fell over the edge.
He
But yeah,
literally went
he didn't want to do
over
it. There was a cool YouTube video. Nate was the one that had sent it to me, and the video has since been deleted, which I find to be very suspect. The video was from a taxi driver. He was a professional taxi driver that lived in your area, Sandman. He was in the Kansas area, and he was known to go to airports to pick up wrestlers, athletes, stuff like that. And he knew Owen, because they had been to Kansas before, and he was one of the last people to speak to Owen the day of, and he was there, and Owen got off the plane. He picked him up, and I guess every celebrity he picked up, they had their locations, their favorite places of where they like to go to get food and stuff like that. And he said that Owen's demeanor was always happy. He was always cheery, was always in a good mood, always joking around. But the day he picked Owen up, he said that was the first and only time Owen was in a bad mood because he didn't want to do the stunt. He had no interest doing the stunt. He didn't want to do it. And he said that Owen was tense on that last day. And he took Owen to two places. He took Owen to a gym for him to work out. And then he took Owen to a Waffle House. Nice to know Owen was a Waffle House guy. And Owen had some breakfast or whatever. He had his food. And then he came out. And then he went to a payphone, because again, remember, 1999. Went to a payphone, called his wife, and then he called, Vince or whoever he called. He called somebody at WWE, and he put the phone. Whatever the conversation had, it was a very short conversation. And then he went back to the taxi, and he was like, "Where to?" And Owen said, "Well, if I don't do this stunt, I'm gonna get fired. So I guess we got to go there." So he didn't want to do it.
Where
You know,
you getting this story from?
it was from YouTube. It was a. When Nate's on here next time, we can get him to talk about it. It's like a mini documentary of a taxi driver. He was a professional taxi driver, and he would pick up people when they came from the planes and stuff. And he picked up Owen, and he spent the whole day with Owen on his last day, from beginning to
Wow.
end. He drove him everywhere. This is a real story, not making any of this shit up. He didn't want to do it, you know. But the reason why he did it to begin with was because they wanted him to do an affair storyline with Karen, not Karen, Deborah, with Deborah
Yeah,
and Jeff Jarrett. They wanted to do an affair storyline, but Owen was,
because
he
they're the
wasn't
tag
for
team
it,
champions.
right? But he didn't want to do that, because of his family, and also because Owen wanted to be kid friendly, and so every idea that they gave him, he turned it down. And at that time, that was when they were
Whoa,
transitioning
Owen
into.
wanted to be kid friendly, the most grimiest sibling ever, and He's like the
I'm
most
just telling you.
grimiest sibling, but he wanted to be kid friendly. He
Yeah, he didn't want to
joined
do it.
a black militia.
Yeah, for a short time. I remember. Yeah,
What? He wanted to be kid friendly.
he was part of the nation.
But I get it. He wanted to be kid friendly with the
Yeah.
whole Blue Blazer shit. But it's like you done so much dirt for you to go to the Blue Blazer gimmick.
So I think what happened was he had turned down so many ideas that he didn't want to get that label of being difficult to work with. So when they threw the Blue Blazer shit at him, I think he was just like, fine, I'll do that. Not because he really wanted to, but because it was something easy and he just didn't want to be seen difficult to work with. Because you got to remember, unfortunately, and we'll never know, he never apologized to Austin, and Austin was a top guy. So he was already limited right there if you can't work with the top guy. So I think that's really what happened. I think he just didn't want to seem difficult to work with. And so when they threw the Blue Blazer shit at him, he just said, okay. But in retrospect, I really wish that he could have just got released from WWF too. Because if he was, he would still be alive today because he wouldn't have done that.
He would, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Saying that was a waste. And the thing is, difficult to work with or not, his conscience, some should told him, don't do this. He could have gone home to his wife and children. And think about this: good wrestler he was, he could have gone anywhere else, and WCW would have picked him up.
But here's the thing, and this is why I love Sasha Banks so much. You know what I'm saying? Because she fought against the fuck shit. All these motherfuckers bent over and let this dude, Vince McMahon, fuck him with his own cock and a dildo. Sasha Banks is like, nah. Like, yo, I deserve better. It took a black woman to do that. All these motherfuckers, like, come on, B. Y'all don't see. I know Toph sees it.
Of course.
It took two black women. It took two
It's
black
like,
women.
yo, like, she fucking knew her worth for a black woman. All these motherfuckers just sitting there and just taking the bullshit.
That had been fucking Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez, you know, all respect to them. If that had been them, you ain't gonna have Michael Cole in commentary talking about their being unprofessional. No way.
Right.
No
Where
way.
the fuck is Scott at, as a matter of fact? He dipped off because he mad at the fucking Knicks. Fuck the Knicks, Scott. You'll get over it. Bring your ass up over here. Talking about
Bailey and
I just don't understand motherfuckers with the Sasha Banks hate. Like, why? Like, I understand. Oh, you know what? I don't fuck with Sasha Banks.
It's not Sasha Banks, bro. It's because
it's like black. Mercedes Moné. I understand. Like, yo, because you know what I mean. But it's like, yo, I hate her. Oh, fuck that bitch. And Jesus.
We talked about it, Sandman. It's not like, about her being Sasha Banks, bro. People don't like it. People don't like it when a black person knows their worth. If it's a white person, a Hispanic person, Latina person, it's whatever. But when a black person knows their worth, people don't like that. It's a threat because they want us to just accept it. Don't ask questions, you know. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. They see it as problematic, you know.
All right, Marcus Brown, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up and all that. I'm about to shut it down in a little bit too. But yeah, appreciate you pulling up and all that shit.
And you can best believe, in a strange way, what they did is actually great for Bianca. Because we talked about this before. Because when the narrative is like, oh, this
look, even Ballet Dancer said the same thing. Look,
right. Mm-hmm. When a company has a narrative of like, oh, they're racist, they'll do the opposite to prove otherwise. So because of what Sasha and Naomi did, they're gonna take care of Bianca. She's fine. You know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, to try to save face, right?
Right. It's unfortunate that it took Sasha and Naomi walking out for it to happen, but for that reason, she at least will be fine. I don't know about anybody else though, but that's all it is, man. People don't like it when a black woman.
I didn't even think of that shit. Would you agree with that, Malik? You think the main reason why Bianca Belair is being protected is because of the bad press with Naomi and Sasha Banks?
Probably that, and also that lawsuit that's being filed against WWE for the racist stereotype storyline writing. Also, probably.
Mm-hmm. Look at the roster. They don't have any other black girls other than the chick from Hit Row, and she's nobody. You know,
He's not
Oh,
even trying to train.
hey,
As a
look,
matter of
right?
fact,
is Hero
Charles go
is
out
Hero?
to Nia Jax. Even Nia Jax is training. I seen her on the gram training. Lost
Hey,
man
look,
weight, all that. I'm like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
hey,
You know
look.
what I mean? This is your craft.
I
Get
know it. Hey,
better. You know what I'm
I know it.
saying?
She,
I don't
yeah,
understand how
true.
motherfuckers. I don't understand how motherfuckers don't want to get better at their craft. If that's what you do, if that's what you do, that's how you feed yourself and your family. Get better.
I'm
Like
like
you
this.
can't be too busy to do what you gotta fucking do. What else are you
I
doing?
know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's true. Hey, look, I heard Toph mention Hit Row. I didn't even know they were still in the company.
Yeah, they're
I ain't
Still
seen
still
them.
there.
there.
I ain't seen them. I ain't seen them on TV in weeks.
They're trying to figure out something for them to do.
I would know what to do. Just release them, especially Flop Dollar.
And that's the
That
thing
guy.
too. When it comes to hit row, we all could agree that the main thing that people gravitate towards is their charisma. Instead of them always being in matches, have them in more backstage segments. Do skits with them, like how they did with Crime Time. You know what I mean? You have Crime Time and skits, and because they was they was charismatic. Yeah, they could go in the ring too, but they was charismatic. You know what I mean? Magnify their fucking strengths.
Now when Flop Dollar botched his moves, it was all downhill from there with them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, it was all
I'm not
downhill.
saying that don't let them be in any matches. Have them, in more on backstage segments or vignettes, whatever, than matches.
Yeah, and then
That's how you do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
and
okay, these dudes ain't really like that good in the ring. So let's put them in more backstage segments and vignettes or whatever to get them over more. That's how you magnify their strength. Because people, they would get entertained by, they're rappers, aren't they? Come out with a music video, do shit like that.
supposedly,
Y'all
yeah.
motherfuckers have $1 billion fucking dollars. Like the fuck, man. Like I don't. That's the main thing that makes me want to fucking dig my nails in my skull. Y'all dudes have billions of dollars. We book this shit for free, and this shit sound better than what the fuck they're doing.
True, and the thing is, yeah, you can do backstage segments with them. That's one of the last but so long. But the thing is, do that and have them train back at the performance center more.
Yeah,
Get
it's
right, get
not
better. Yeah,
hard. It's really not hard. What the fuck is the problem? A lot of motherfuckers you can be like, okay, I know what to do with that person. Like, they just don't care. They don't care because they keep getting paid like gazillion dollars for doing nothing. Like, let's really be real. Look at we used to pray for rosters like this back in the '90s. Imagine if the whole invasion angle had like all the fucking top stars. Hogan, Nash, Stone Cold, Scott Hall, Goldberg, Sting, Undertaker, Kane, Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? All these motherfuckers, a real invasion.
Yeah, I don't follow NXT anymore, but just based off the main roster, um, all they had was Sasha, Naomi, and Bianca as far as black talent is concerned that were good.
Hmm. I heard this dude is doing his thing. Braun Breaker, he doing this thing with this whole heel gimmick,
yeah, he's the top guy down in NXT.
and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because given the fact that what his father did, and he's making people forget that whole shit what his father did. Braun Breaker is talented. You gotta give him his respect on that because he could have sunk. It could have been a rap for Braun Breaker for what Rick Steiner did, and he made people forget. Anyways, I do gotta wake up mad early tomorrow.
All right.
You know,
Yeah, I'm getting tired too myself.
yeah, man. I definitely appreciate everybody for pulling up. To y'all on the panel, to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shouts go out to Ballet Dancer. Shouts go out to Blaze. Shouts go out to my dude Marcus Brown, Virgo Bay. You know, we're gonna pull up again next Tuesday. That's how we do, B. Enjoy y'all weekend. Stay safe.
For sure.
And hey, fuck it. Let them hate. It is what it is. Love life.